Of all the things you can do to positively affect your health, athletic performance, ability to build muscle and burn body fat, way down at the bottom of the list are supplements. They are largely a waste of time unless you're super advanced and have everything dialed in which case they can help maybe 1%.
I want to believe, though, Sal. I really want to believe.
I'm glad you brought this up because we recently had a live caller ask us a good question around creatine, right? Like and feeling it, first time like lifter or relatively new lifter has heard everybody touting creatine, decides to get it, and is like confused on, I don't think I feel it, or I'm not sure if I feel it.
I'm so glad you brought that up because of all the supplements that exist that are ergogenic, right? Ergogenic type supplements, performance enhancing, build muscle, that kind of stuff. Creatine's the best. It has the most studies. It's got literally thousands of human studies. It's proven to work. And even creatine, you take creatine, it's not going to blow your mind.
No.
Supplements are largely a waste of time. And for 99% of people watching this, supplements are a waste of time to focus on. Now, the problem is that the industry is fueled by the profits that come from supplements. And I get this. Most of the money made in the fitness and health space comes from pills and powders. So it's natural that the information that we get from the health and fitness space is going to come through that lens, right? If I'm going to write articles and blogs and do podcasts and do media, a lot of it's going to be directed towards helping me sell my products. So it's this distorted view of what's important, what's not important. I mean, and the truth is, literally, if you looked at a pie of all the things that could affect your health and improve your health and your fitness and all that stuff, 98.9% would be your lifestyle, your sleep, your diet, your exercise.
A lot of free stuff.
And then 1.1% would be supplements. The only time supplements make a big difference is when you actually have a nutrient deficiency, which most people don't take supplements for that at all, nor do they have nutrient deficiencies that need solving. Usually, right? When that's the case, it makes a big difference, but it doesn't make. It's just one of those things.
You know, this conversation also highlights, like, because the kid was asking about not feeling it and not sure if it was working, but it also highlights why the largest category of supplement sales is pre-workouts.
You feel it.
Because it's the
caffeine,
one,
man.
it is the supplement that and why the game is just keep pumping more caffeine, more caffeine. I remember when pre-workout first got hit the market. Well, I should backpedal first because I know there was things like Jacked 3D, the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde stuff. Like there was a few companies out there that was pumping pretty high caffeine, but I've watched, it go up and up and up. Like it started off being like 100 milligrams to 200 milligrams of caffeine.
They had Ephedra back in the day, and then they got rid of that and then had to go to the caffeine. And so anything to equate towards that kind of feeling had to be a high.
Well, yeah. I remember when the pre-workout market, so the first actual supplement kind of brand that marketed itself as a pre-workout. By the way, I'm a supplement fanatic, and I have probably an unhealthy relationship with supplements. So I'm communicating through that, right? So I understand. I get the market. I understand what's happening. Now, I remember as a kid, there was a product called Ultimate Orange.
Yeah.
This was the first product to be marketed as a pre-workout, and it had ephedra in it, ephedra caffeine. It had the ECA stack, ephedra caffeine aspirin. I mean, you take it, it's like you're going to feel it. But it wasn't super popular yet. It was really hardcore. People kind of took it. And then it was like Super Pump 250 came out. And what they did with some of these pre-workouts and it was brilliant marketing. It was so brilliant, right? The classic before and after, right? 30 days is what you could look like. 60 days is what you could look like. And what they did with these pre-workouts that was brilliant is they showed before pump, after pump. Yeah. So they took muscular guys because the more muscle you have and the leaner you are, the more dramatic you look when you get a pump. I mean, I look like I gained 15 pounds of lean body mass when I get a pump sometimes, right?
Yeah.
By the way, if you see a picture of me on Instagram, it's with a pump. It's never flat.
By the way, too, people are always arguing the wrong point when they see things. I get sent things like, can this be true or this isn't real? It's like, no, it's actually probably really that guy, and he probably really is the course of a month or whatever like that. Yeah, right. You can dramatically change the way somebody looks with carbs, water, a pump, and lighting. Yeah. I mean, dramatically change.
Yeah, but let's also step back for a second. What they do a lot of is they take a shredded presentation stage.
Right off stage.
And they say gain a bunch of body fat.
I got pitched that all the time.
Your posture.
And we'll make that the before picture.
When you go to shows, okay, so when you get into the competitive space, shows are dominated by supplement companies that basically, if it wasn't for supplement companies, bodybuilding shows wouldn't happen. They are the ones that sponsor and advertise. So when you see these backdrops and you see all these brands back there, they've all donated thousands and thousands of dollars for these shows to even happen. And what they do is they send a representative from that company that is in the audience watching, and they are looking for somebody in the top 5 who's good looking, top 5, and then they approach them afterwards and they try and get them to attach to their brand. So they don't even have to, never use their product before. They got shredded that way without even knowing the brand. They come up and they say, hey, we'd like to sponsor you as an athlete, pay you to advertise. Okay, yeah, that sounds great. I was a broke bodybuilder. This sounds like a great idea. I needed money anyways. So you agree to it. And then one of the first campaigns they do is, here we are, you're already shredded. So let's take those photos and let's get you in this week if you can.
And that's the after.
Yeah, and this becomes your after, and then go ahead and put weight on.
And that'll be the before.
Yeah, and then we take photos after you put on 15, 20 pounds.
And then you switch those, and it's like, wow, dude got hella shredded. No, actually, he was shredded and then gained body fat, and they switch those. The other thing that they do is they'll go after someone who's got a lot of muscle memory, who kind of got out of shape, in which case they can get in shape really quick. Or, like you said, Adam, there's a lot you could do with lighting and super strict everything and crazy stuff. And yes, you can make people look different, but what they do with these pre-workout campaign, which was brilliant, is they showed pre-pump, post-pump. So they said, here's John before the workout, and he's standing there, and he's cold. I mean, you can tell he has a lot of muscle, but he's kind of cold, no pump. And then this is afterwards, and he's got a pump, and it looks dramatic. And then they're like, super pump 250 or ultra pump or whatever the supplement was. And it was brilliant marketing, and people bought it, and you're right, you can feel it. But these supplements do so little. They do so little for your success. They can be fun to take. Protein powders can help if you don't get enough protein in your diet and all that stuff. But man, I got to keep communicating this. I know we're sponsored by supplement companies. They know we're very honest about this. I think that's one of the reasons why our audience trusts us. I'm not going to lie. They don't make that big of a, no supplements make that big of a difference. They just don't.
I just feel like no matter how many times we say it, it's the human psychology is so much more powerful. This is always going to work. And I catch myself even like looking at a picture and looking at an obviously whatever you guys just described, or it's doctored or whatever, but I'm still like drawn to it. And I'm like, oh, what is this? And it's just like, I don't know that. I guess I would compare it to like you're going to a magician, like you're watching a magician on stage, and there's a trick to this, and that like there's sleight of hand, there's like all this logical explanation for what's going on, but at the same time you're just like, whoa,
well, you also
magic. I think it's real.
You also want to believe so hard that you could take something that will not require you to change your lifestyle,
right,
but dramatically change the way you look and the way you feel.
Yeah.
Western medicine feeds into this as well with how we use drugs and medications and stuff.
Totally.
And so you want to believe that.
There's also the factor of having disposable income too, right? I mean that's kind of how I've always looked at it. Is like, listen, if I have the money, and even if it gives me half of a 0.05% edge, and it doesn't hit my pocketbook.
Yeah, but this is also after you're working out consistently. You're watching your diet.
Yeah.
You're watching your sleep.
Yeah, no, true. I mean, definitely. There's no way I would be wasting.
It's like someone putting a decal on their car because they want to go faster. That's the first thing they do is put a sticker.
But I mean, if you want your car to look cool, you know what I'm saying, and you can afford the decal, it doesn't matter.
Got little flames, I
mean, I've been saying the spoiler analogy forever, and it is like throwing a.
It's like putting a racing steering wheel on your car. That's even better. Now I'm serious.